Check it out. It's working. I don't know if the audio is working. We may never know until after the fact. So we're gonna rock and roll. My name is Bo. I am with Retail Diary, where if you've worked in retail management, you'll understand a lot of this stuff. Today we're talking about SMART goals. I want to work on SMART goals on this channel because that is one of the frameworks that I've found to be most productive in the time that I have worked both in retail, my personal life, overcoming challenges, coaching people, personal development, personnel development, all of these things. Putting it in a framework is effective, it's productive, and it sets you up and your mentee or your associates or your team up for success, peer, colleague, whatever it is. Check it out. So today I'll introduce it. We'll rock and roll. Take a look at specific as it is defined for specificity, right? In the name of it. It clearly defines what you want to achieve. Use action-oriented language when you're setting up your goal. Avoid vague or broad statements. An example might be increase sales by 10% in Q2 in the North American region, right? Depending on your organization. We'll get into specific after this. We'll run through specific here. Measurable, just run through SMART real quick. Set clear criteria for tracking progress. Use numbers, percentages, or timeframes. Gain 1,000 new email subscribers is your metric. You gotta be able to attach a KPI to it. If you can attach a KPI to it, you can measure it, you can track it for progress, improvement, make adjustments, etc. A is achievable. Set a goal that is challenging, but it's got to be realistic. I'm not going to go to the moon tomorrow. I may go to the moon one day, but setting that goal for tomorrow is unlikely that it's in the cards. R, relevant, needs to be relevant to your strategic mission as a person. Set it up to align with your goals. Make sure it aligns with your personal mission statement. If you have not jotted one of those down, I definitely suggest you do. Personal mission statement, relevant, and then time bound. T is time bound. It's got to have an end. You got to have an end to it. It's the end of the timeline. Put a deadline on it. Deadlines, things get done with deadlines. I wouldn't have gotten through school if it wasn't for deadlines. This is due at this time on this date, or else there's a late penalty or whatever it may be. Just and then you review what you did. So specific, we'll break it down a little bit today. You don't have a defined, it's a pie in the sky. You're never going to get there. So identify what you want specifically. This comes around to the measurability. It touches on it two times. I want to run a 5K rather than I want to be healthier. I want to run a 5K rather than I want to be an endurance runner. I want to run a marathon, or instead of I want more sales, I want to do $100,000 this month. So specificity in the goal. I personally want to eat better by omitting X from my diet. Specific. It's the more defined, the more specific it is, the more likely you will achieve the outcome. Otherwise, you're just going too many different directions and you're not utilizing your resources effectively and productively. Couple tips what to look out for when setting the goal. Vague language, improve, enhance, better. I want to get better at this. Better is not objective. It is not definable. This comes around in the measurability piece. It's not measurable. Can't do anything with that. I want to improve. Okay, but improve is such a like that entire area over there is to improve. Anything is as long as you're getting better, but how much better did you get? How much better are you getting? How much better do you want to get? How and by how much? I'll come around to the measurability piece. Not knowing who's responsible. If the team's goal is to do X and you distribute it as kind of a leader from a leader role in retail with assign, okay, this team needs to do, like, okay, I have two salespeople in this department that need to do this many sales for the department. Great. One person is going to think the other person's going to take care of it. So unless you assign specifically and the individuals know who is responsible for getting what done, you're doing half the cake, you're doing the other half of the cake, and our powers combined, we're going to have a whole cake. So putting the goals together. I want to get in shape. I want to go to the gym more often. This is often the New Year's resolution. I will go to the gym more often. I'm going to get in shape this year. That's the standard. But how are you going to narrow it down? Our example here says I'm going to go 45 minutes for every session. Well, first off, is 45 more than you were doing? Is it an improvement? Are you improving on the dynamic that previously was? Did we identify it specifically? 45 minutes? That's perfect. That's specific. 45 minutes of strength training. Well, this example breaks it down into strength training. Like we talked about running, endurance. That's different than strength training. Broad goal for an organization for retail, improve customer service. Everybody wants to improve customer service. What are you going to do about it? You got to go get it, right? But teams got to go get it. What are they getting? Better customer service. Okay, I just got to say thank you more often. I need to, walk the customer to the product in the aisle. I need to greet them when they come in. But what's identifiable? And then if you reduce the duration it takes to satisfy customer support tickets or escalations or however your organization puts it together, we just call them these tickets. And here's it goes back to, no one was particularly assigned to it. There's an opportunity for leadership, especially in retail. Take the ownership, be the champion. You take hold of it, and then you come up with an operation that improves the efficiency, that reduces the amount of time that satisfies these tickets. Now you have a specific execution. And an example for learning. Uh, Learn more. Complete an online course in Python programming. It's easy enough. If you haven't, if this is something you want to do, I definitely suggest checking out LinkedIn Learning or Udemy. If you have a library card, I know the Denver Library offers subscription to Udemy with the library card. Awesome resource, but specifying I want to complete this course, it's got to be and then you're gonna need to break it down. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes a day. LinkedIn actually kind of does that for you. It says here's your goal. You can set up your goal. How many minutes a week are you gonna plan and study? Specificity in your goals gets it done. In the next movie, we're gonna talk about the measurability function of it. A lot of people get hung up on the measurability, the KPI, the key performance indicators, but it's critical. It's essential. It's how you measure progress. It's how you know if you got it done or not. I'll check you next time.